WTF Nation Radio
is in the house. Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, yeah. Broadcasting live for the folks of Veterans Center of Excellence on this 3rd of July. Oh, man, I almost said it. Nice your host, Sergeant's Time. In the gunner seat, of course, the Spanky.
Hey, y'all, that's me.
Girl, how you doing?
Oh, it is the 3rd of July. Don't we got a birthday tomorrow or something?
Dude, it's the 3rd of July. Exactly, man. 3rd of July. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, gosh, man.
Oh, it's July even.
It's
we
July.
haven't been here in July yet.
I know
Oh,
him. It's not
gosh.
even been real July. It's just like we're in July in this like Sardis time for July of
I
excellence.
know. It's like, oh my gosh. How did that happen?
Yeah,
Like in the last 5 minutes.
I know. It's like really, we just like rolled right into that. I'm like, wait a minute, boss, what's July?
I know. Wow.
I hope you guys and gals are gonna play it safe tomorrow. We're more than happy to post all of your shit posting explosives, fun and all that. And guess what? It will get posted as much as
We
Facebook.
would like y'all back. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we would like y'all all back here next week with all of the extremities that you have.
Yeah, all digits and fingers and heads and mouths and don't stick stuff in your mouth. Don't hold stuff that you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about fireworks. Of course,
Yes,
everything
yes.
else. We don't kink shame here.
No.
But,
I mean, fireworks can be a little kinky, but no, they're a little explosive too. So be careful.
Sorry,
no sparklers in your nose.
man. Oh, your nose. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
No
there you go.
sparklers in your nose.
That's or ears
or
any
yeah,
other
things,
places.
other places. Yeah, because ouch. Definitely, again, we'll post it, and everyone will be like, "Please take the post down. Please take the post down." And it happens every time when someone's like, "Make this shit go viral." Okay, we post it, it goes viral. Please take it down. Take it down now.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. We've already got 9 safety briefs on fireworks, so we're good. Yeah, but there's always going to be that one guy or gal. You got some Billy Bob out there that knows, oh, my dad told me how to work. I know how to do some work in the mines, blowing up and shit. And next thing you know, they're like, all stubs and shit coming in the inbox saying that please take that post down. We should not have had a And it really is a safety brief. Does a safety brief even do shit to stupid people? That's what blows my mind when it comes to 4-day weekends. It's like,
I mean, really, that's why it gets so monotonous about it, is because the people that are going to do stupid shit ain't listening to you, and they sure ain't going to remember what you said on Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, whatever day you gave it.
Yeah.
Like, smart Joe is going to be smart. Dumb Joe is going to do dumb.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say, dude, that I think personally that anybody who doesn't follow, here's my thing. It is, and there's a lot of people that get mad when I say this, it's not my responsibility. Nor should it be a leader's responsibility if Joe goes out and does fucked up shit. That's on them. If we see leaders who, out at Fort Sill, there's leaders out there that like to give counseling statements and letters of concerns when soldiers get DUIs and they want to do that to the NCO, like it's the NCO's fault.
Exactly.
It's not, hey, if someone wants to go out and get crunk and get stupid and they get arrested and get thrown in jail for DUI, I'm on
Let
you.
them face the consequences.
Yeah.
If anything needs to change about the military and, I don't know, let's use a buzzword, become more lethal.
Ooh.
Let's start treating soldiers like adults.
Ooh.
The
Man.
adults that they are.
God, man, that was hot.
You put them through basic.
Yeah.
That should be enough. Don't do dumb shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, that's hot
Be
take.
what you're supposed to be. Do what you're supposed to do.
Hot take.
And earn your living. There you go.
Yeah, a hot take, man. Ooh, so gotta fan myself with my AER propaganda. Woo, lordy. Oh man, make sure you donate to AER Army Emergency Relief. Man, so
or a kitten will die.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they get thrown in the river in the back. Anyways, this old school stuff.
That made me
breaking news that happened, and I'll say breaking news. Well, not really breaking news, but news that has been confirmed that broke a little early and should not have broken a little bit early, and now is early, right? And now it's correct. Now it's so there was a letter that came out, a memorandum that came out stating that forces that are in Kuwait are going to get are going to get now combat patches for their time in service. Now, being that I know we're deployed enthusiasts, we know the deal on some of the deployment stuff when you go through the AOs and you go through that. There was a memo that came out, and immediately we got the memo, and we were worried. We were not worried, but we were waiting around for the rest of the packet to come out. And somebody got a little overzealous and decided to start posting the memorandum without posting the the ALARACT, knick-knack, ALARACT,
Right.
give a dog a bone. Mike, your kid, as you said, your son's out there. Hey, man, you're good, man. Soldiers, they got the best equipment, they got the good leaders, and they got, they're more than happy. They're well taken care of in that. I think the only issue they'll have out there, the hazard, would be the food, depending on what, and and what I mean by food, I'm talking about the DFAC. If it's poorly cooked, and that's a contracted thing. But you could go ahead and subscribe to Hots and Cots for that. So a letter came out stating that the areas in CENTCOM are getting combat patches, which absolutely caused the planet to freak out.
Yes.
It not only caused the planet to freak out, but everyone was calling, saying that it was fake. This is bullshit. I don't know where this is coming from, where you get this information at, blah. And then people were demanding that we post, or demand that we not post, because everyone was like waiting around. Well,
Right.
esteemed colleague Zoltan, we were like waiting around when we were discussing this, and we were waiting for the ALARACT, because sometimes when a policy comes out, there's usually a memorandum authorizing it at the top, and then subsequently down to the lower level, and then an ALARACT comes out. It's that's it, right? You're good. You get the you get the policy out. That's why everyone's freaking about the hair policy right now. Is because currently the way it's supposed to happen is the ALARACT came out, that's currently expired, that the update to AR 670 -1 or DA PAM 670-1 will be changed, blah 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 blah, and the ALARACT. So now Big Sarge is running around telling women soldiers, you better put that shit up in a bun. Blah, 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 blah. And
Right.
so,
And I mean, if that was the case, every ALARACT ever that has ever come out that expired would no longer be effective. And I don't know, we'd be using muskets.
everything's expired, right? So everybody was freaking out, saying that this memorandum to include several other mill meme sites and other sites that had posted it, and then people were commenting saying that it was fake, it was bullshit, blah blah. So waiting around for like I said, we saw the document, we saw the memo, and we're like, yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta wait, dude. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for this whole packet to come out, and then we could all discuss the packet, and discuss what memorandums and stuff like that were involved, and blah blah blah. And I have never seen. I'm gonna tell you what. Hey, some of you OEF, OIF, and to include, they're the only ones that have been really quiet right now. The Desert Storm guys.
Yeah.
They've been really quiet about it. But the OEF, OIF guys, gals, dude, shut up. Stop.
They act like it is coming out of their disability.
They act like it's coming out of the disability, and they act like nothing happened.
Right? Like, did Qatar not just get bombed?
Yeah. Did you not see it? Did you not see all the video that's been posted all over social media? Did you not see all the video?
Like by Iran? Not
but yeah. We're not talking about Iraq.
Al Qaeda.
Yeah. Too bad Al Qaeda. They're going on them Al Qaedas. They're all going to get their combat patches now. So it's too soon to talk about W. But damn.
Yeah, a little bit.
Everybody was freaking. I mean, I think we got more shit about the post in itself, and in the inbox, people saying that these guys are bogues and blah blah.
Like we actually wrote the ALARACT.
Yeah, like we wrote the ALARACT. like we wrote it. I was like, what are you guys talking about? This had nothing to do with us. That we didn't sit there and go, all right, guys, okay, big army. Let's give these vet bros something real shit to complain about. Look, man, the ALARACT is out. Zoltan, our esteemed colleague, has posted it. We were waiting around for it. A lot of people are eating crow, what do they call it, or egg on their face or whatever, calling bullshit. Right. This is never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And look what happened. It was true. It was true.
I mean, as it should be. I mean, there's, forever war seemed to come back around.
Well, and the thing is that I laugh at some of the guys that are saying that Kuwait for this time, they don't deserve a patch for what happened, right? Meanwhile, something happens of a small incident happens in Central America or somewhere else in Europe, and immediately there's combat patches. Oh, they deserve a cab. They deserve combat patches. They deserve CIBs. And you're like, dude, let me scrub your profile here. Oh yeah, here you are. shit talking about Kuwait not being a look. These guys and gals got rocketed. Missiles were flying in, and Patriot missile batteries were countering it. They're literally watching this shit fall on top of them, watching it above them, right? Where was this? Where was the same energy when it came to the guys at Tower 22 when they got hit and they're getting combat patches? They're receiving benefits, and they got Purple Hearts too. What if somebody would have gotten hit? Then all of a sudden, of course, if you were there, you would be like, "Oh yeah, this is bad. Oh, combat patch." Like Gary said, it's a different world. So the periods of time are from 7 October 2023 to 24 June 2025. That's pretty specific. Yeah. Oh, combat patch for Kosovo? Jay, you laugh. But there's currently right now talk of that as well. Kosovo combat patches. I think everyone, I don't know, did they?
I'm trying to remember exactly what all happened.
Yeah, I was about to say something like I don't know, something about Russia
I
invading
never
another
went
country.
to Bosnia or Kosovo or none of that. My ex did, when we were married, but
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what. I was busy.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out because of this whole period of time. They wrote this ALARACT, and if you guys look at the bottom bottom paragraph, 5 alpha, where it says there is no time in theater requirement, which freaks out a lot of everybody because it goes back. Everyone was like 3 months, 30 days, 2 weeks, and all that. Bro,
now you get those people just taking a little ride over for a day. But,
you never know.
But, where are they riding from?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Because county now.
Just like just like in your situation as well, when you guys would go up north if you were there in Kuwait and stuff like that, and didn't get anything or did get something, whatever. Same fucking thing.
Well, mine did, but I was there in 2001, so
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's a little bit different there for that.
Yeah.
But they're authorized to wear it. Don't hate on these kids. It's not their fucking fault. They were getting rocketed from Iran. How is it that you guys? That's the whole thing. Sometimes, and there's the infamous fucking memorandum that went out that everyone was fucking critiquing, that was attached to this packet right here. Right. Here's another one too. There we go. This was until a date to be determined, right? So now, and then there's that. Okay, now look, AFRICOM has always been specifically like that. There's also, I'm surprised they don't have Somalia in there, because I know there's some countries there on the Horn of Africa that those motherfuckers are fucking fighting. They're in a combat condition like environment. But CENTCOM I can understand, but I'm just blown away. I'm gonna tell you what. You OEF dudes in there shit talking these kids. Hey man, leave them the fuck alone. Veterans are the worst fucking on each other.
Gatekeepers. Oh my gosh, you can't have this.
You can't have this. Yeah, Chris.
I promise you, it has nothing to do with yours. It doesn't take away from yours.
Yeah.
And really,
Chris says, bet you were there for the invasion. Who cares? Yeah, exactly. And I was there for the invasion. I mean, but I'm saying, what, we talking about Kuwait? Because everyone rolled through Kuwait anyways, that whole time.
Yeah.
It's like the whole, again, dude, it's like, well, fuck, dude, Belgium at the time was a combat zone during World War II. Are we going to shit on them now? Oh, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Nobody cares what you did. You were just in Belgium. Making waffles.
Yeah. That's why I always laugh. Are we going to hold that standard to World War II veterans too now? You think about it.
Yeah.
The World War II veterans.
Bro, tell him that.
Yep. I'm gonna go tell a vet. I'm gonna go tell World War II vet. Hey man.
I'll send the VFW.
Yeah, you just send a VFW. Hey, where are you at after? Oh, I was in World War II. Oh, really? What happened? Well, you don't deserve that combat patch. How dare you get that Bronze Star for the Normandy invasion? Does it have a V device? That's how stupid we're getting. That's how stupid we're getting. So, yeah, there you go. There's the ALARACT. Those are the documents. You can go ahead to U.S. Army WTF Moments, and then or Zoltan, the S1 guru, and check it out, and then you'll see it all posted up there as well. I just can't get over how people were so quick to immediately. We got so much shit in the inbox just for posting it. We're just sharing the motherfucker, dude. Shit. But what's wrong with what's the? You guys are fucking blah, blah, blah. Hey man, I'm sorry. I saw the video. We all saw the video. We shared the video of those missiles flying over and everyone saying, suck my red, white, and blue, Can we say that now? I don't. We're gonna get suck on my red, white, and blue blank. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone saw that video, right? Everyone saw people. I guarantee it. I guarantee if it was you, you'd be saying the same thing. You'd be like, I need a combat patch. I need a car bomb goes off in Colombia, though. Everyone gets cabs and combat patches, and then everyone, well, that's different. You're authorized to get it because blah, 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 blah. Oh, then don't word mouth this thing. Don't wordsmith this thing to your own argument. I just don't get it. Hey, let the kids have their fucking patch. We all saw it. The world saw it. Missiles flying into that place. What would you fucking do? I mean, you vets,
we all
man.
like we said, just everybody calm down.
Yeah, everyone calm down. Woosah. Let them have their. Now we did the safety brief. We posted the standard safety brief for the 4-day. Wait, what was that? Karen. Oh, Karen. Of course, very fitting for that comment right there. Karen said, "It is written in Project 2025 for all who never served."
He's talking about we had a comment earlier that they heard through a video that soon retired service members won't be able to click VA compensation and retirement. Is there any validity to that? And no, there's really not. It's just something that has always gotten thrown around. Where these come from is every time there's a budget, like little staffers are everywhere. Hey, come up with ways we can save money.
Yep.
And it never gets any further than, because that is a way that the government can save money. There's lots of ways, and all of these things come up in that.
Yes.
And it has come up every year for the ever since I've looked into it. I don't know, 30 years.
I was about to say, hadn't it been for like the last 15, 20 years they were talking about not getting concurrent receipt and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
just
they're talking about, and these are just proposals that will never, I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's some individuals that deserve concurrent receipt and stuff like that if they've been med boarded and whatever. They're different, and there's every walk, there's specifics to some of this on what people don't explain. So immediately they think like, Karen in the comments right there. This is written in Project 2020. You know what? We talked about Project 2020 and we were fucking laughing about it. It's like not everything's connected to Trump or Hegseth or fucking whatever this administration. Nothing's really connected to it. There's everyone's trying to make a connection when it's not there.
And that happens at every level of government too. Like even a school board, like you have like your staffers. Hey, everybody go through and see what you can cut. And does everything get cut? No. They go through and they make priorities again because things have to get cut. And that's exactly what happens at every level of government. And then sometimes those lists get released, like the one in a school district here locally, and everybody was freaking out thinking that all of these things were going to get cut, like teacher pay and everything else, and stipends and things like that.
Oh, no, yeah.
And not all of that was getting cut. It's just that everybody was supposed to turn in a list. Yeah. That list got compiled, and somehow that list got leaked.
Yeah,
similar to every time you see like, oh my gosh, disability pay is getting cut.
They're the same,
or whatever.
Yeah, they're the same. They're the same. People are dying. People will die. Scaremongering tactics. They said the same thing. Veterans are going to die if you do this. If you do this, veterans will be out in the street and homeless and this. Well, hey, guess what? Veterans are already out in the street and homeless. How about we fix that? So how about So when you're in, you're kind of not really shielded, but you're kind of like, you're in, you're doing stuff. But once you get out and you see just how everyone looks at this whole, man, it's just like, I don't get where this fear monger. It's like, I'll get a personal text message. Hey, did you see this? Yeah, what's up? Did you see that this is going to happen? What's going to happen? That they're going to do this. And I'm like, no, I got paid last week, so I'm good. Everything. I mean, and the VA already in itself provides veterans all the information of what's going to change, what's going to happen. I think the latest one was, hey, you can no longer use DS login. You have to use this type of new login now for your to check on your VA stuff. And that was it. But do you want? Wait, do we only got full retirement and VA benefits instead? And I started in 2023. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Yeah, that's we got full retirement and VA benefits and it started. So and I did my 20. Do you want the page? We're not gonna argue this. This starts time.
Yeah, because you act like we don't know this either. Because we all are veterans here.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
No, we
so,
don't.
yeah.
Me and Spanky, we're like we're the most inept, incompetent veterans on the planet. Even though we were podcasting while we were on active duty. And okay,
I know. Yeah, it's scary.
it's
No problem. Thank you though.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing a lot of veterans posting about this stuff. So if you post receipts, you can say it's literally what's happening. You did your full 20. Yeah, I did my. We all did our full 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I still get my monies.
Yes.
And
yes, but concurrent receipt did start. Like that hasn't always been a thing.
Correct.
We know that. So
right.
But,
concurrent receipt actually has started. It's recently new. I mean, it was fairly new. It didn't stop. That's what I don't understand where this. What's being proposed and what's being written is totally different. What's actually happening. And right now, I can tell you right now, I still get my monies. There you go. I still get my monies. That means me and Spanky are beat up and broke. Not money wise, but physically. So. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, then bills take the money.
Yeah, the bills that take your money. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly. Yes, some of the bills. It's not my fault. I'm a divorce enthusiast. I got baby mamas, side pieces, girlfriends, wives, ex-wives, and all that. So everywhere. So
and snacky snack bill.
And snack bills too. Yeah, snacky snack bill. Yeah,
There.
exactly. A snacky snack bill. Exactly. So that's what we're gonna. That's it. Okay. Well, appreciate. What were we talking about? We were talking about the combat patches. So yes, if anybody was injured, anybody got anything happen, or there was a close, close impact to something, or they were injured in the process of what happened during that missile attack or during that time, yes, they are considered, believe it or not, combat veterans. What are you? Has anyone heard anything about Marine shot on the? Why are you gonna capitalize, man? The only Marine story we heard was the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, trying to drag Audie Murphy.
Yes.
He got dragged back.
He dragged right back.
Yeah. Well, Marines. Oh, you were. Oh man, Karen is. Yeah, Karen. Where's your VPN at? Where are you broadcasting from? But anyways, service. Yeah, exactly. All right. So the next thing we're gonna go, since we covered the ALARACT out, there we go. We're ALARACT, lick back ALARACT. Give it up a bone. The lawmakers now are going to check your boots. I shit you not. There's lawmakers want to. Can you give a recap of the patches? No. You could go on U.S. Army.
But this will be available on Facebook after we're done.
Yeah, all the platforms.
And it is posted.
Yeah, it's posted right now. It's posted. The ALARACT is posted on the timeline, so right below this broadcast on the Facebook timeline, and also, like Spanky said, it'll be recorded, so you can watch. Except for Facebook, we'll only keep it up for 30 days. All the other platforms will leave it up in a perpetuity. So
sorry, Travis.
Yeah. So we got to move along, man. It's 4-day weekend coming up. We're trying to get out of here. Okay, so all the service members now would wear. Can I get a CIB? Here we go. Everyone's talking about the CIB jokes now. Introduced by a bipartisan group of lawmakers. All service members would wear combat boots manufactured entirely in America and made with U.S. source materials and under a new bill. It's out of the Stars and Stripes. This is going to get posted up later anyways on the timeline at U.S. Army WTF Moments. And Lord have mercy. I look back at some of the boots that I got and I own, and some are in Fresno, California. Oh man, woo! Lord have mercy. That whole state needs to rehab. That whole state needs to be rehabbed. It's kind of funny that you see everyone wearing normal boots, and then you see that one kid with that one. You see that boot, the kid in the middle, those sets of boots in the middle right there. He's like wearing he's like literally wearing the. During the parade. Everyone else looks like they're wearing issue boots except for that one kid. There's that one kid that's wearing the high speed go faster boots.
Yes.
I didn't really think I didn't know it was a big deal. What's
I didn't either. I mean, maybe because it's been so long since we've had issued boots.
Yeah. I mean,
issued boots.
Yeah, issued boots because we bought our own stuff.
Yeah, and we don't go buying the basic issue boots.
Yeah.
So that's probably what we didn't know this was a problem.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Especially a threat to national security. I'm like, oh my god, okay.
Careful.
You get a little crazy there.
Exactly. High quality. Yeah, exactly that. Threat to national security. Your foot will pop off.
I was like, oh, give me a break.
After you buy, after it reaches a certain altitude or it knows it's touching a specific set of soil, it's going to pop off. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say that. I'll have some companies coming after me. Just do what we said.
TikTok in our boots. That's what
TikTok for boots. Ooh. The TikTok boot initiative. Legislation aims to ensure troops are equipped with high quality, safe, reliable footwear that sometimes we don't get in the States. And seeks reduced reliance on foreign supply chains that have flooded the market with cheap imported boots. I don't know, man. I've got some foreigner boots that I've worn before, and they're AR-670-1 compliant, and they were I'm gonna say best boots ever.
I don't know, the ones that I had made for me in Korea were my best boots ever. But,
right. Right. That's another thing too.
I mean, it's all well and good that they want like issued boots. Again, the ones that we're going to get issued. If they want those made in America with American things, more power to it. But the reason why is because you guys make us do lowest bidder.
Right.
So that is why the issued boots are not, from America.
Yeah. Oh,
so fix that, and they will be Belleville boots or wherever,
Yeah, Belleville boots are American boots, and they're probably that's what. What if it's like big?
I'm
boot?
sure it is. Yeah.
It's like big boot, like big farm, big pharma, big milk, big boot. So maybe, what if?
And I mean, I guess and realistically, should our military have, U.S. made in the USA boots? Probably. I mean, that tracks.
Yeah.
We should be investing in our own country.
Right.
So, but again, they're fixing. I guess that's what they're trying to do. But give me the break with the national security bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look, everyone right now, like for instance, right now I'm currently wearing my PT clothes and stuff like that. So. And I'm wearing Ranger panties, and I look at all my shit's assembled in Bangladesh or El Salvador. And if you look at every PT uniform that's been assembled that soldiers are wearing currently right now, they're all in a foreign country, Latin America or an Asian country. And what was funny was that this was introduced by Tammy Duckworth, and everyone talks about Belleville and stuff like that, and she even said, this legislation will safeguard our service members while supporting good paying manufacturing jobs in Belleville and across the country. That's like, dude, that's like saying you want Zinn and you're like, here, it'll be great jobs for where's Zinn out of, wherever the manufacturing is at. Yeah. And you're like, it's almost like you just literally said the company name, Belleville, here in Belleville. It's like saying, we're here to help out the Chevrolet or whatever. It's like, dude, man, German tanker boots are better than American tanker boots. Change my yes. Oh, you ain't lying, Branko. Yep. The Korean ones. Yep. The American issue boots are not. I'm gonna say Belleville though. Belleville's got some, and I'm not saying this because I'm also a client, but Belleville's got some good boots.
They do.
They got some good boots. So, of course that the amendment requires the Pentagon to give purchasing preference to clothing produced in the United States. Bill McCain, executive director of the U.S. Footwear Manufacturers Association, which I didn't know existed. This is like Big Pharma again.
Oh, I kind of see what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Damn, who's that? Pop Culture Warrior? Did you see Pop Culture Warrior?
Oh, no, I missed it because I was looking up something. Their last contract just ended in April.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I bet you.
Their Belleville's contract. I'm looking at their last contract ended in April.
Ended in April. Yeah. So if they're.
And yeah, that's exactly it.
That's a big
I'm
boot.
looking at hiregov.com, and Belleville's last contract ended in April. So they probably are not the lowest bidder anymore. So now they have to change the law so they can be the lowest bidder again.
Pop Culture Warrior throwing the shade out there saying, is this station... Hey, is this that station that's a USA lapdog?
Well, I don't know. We seem to have a famous,
we seem to have a personality that was not dogged, but posted on USA's recent video.
Yes.
Yeah. What's up, CQ? And then we're kind of wondering the same thing. We're like, oh wait, what's going on? What's funny? Shouldn't say. Is it funny or what's funny or the irony? The irony of this. Is that how everyone's speaking up, and it says alarmingly 50% of our service members currently wear foreign-made optional boots primarily. So I'm like, are you guys gonna get in fucking 670-1? Are you gonna get into that business? What's up, David? You guys gonna get in the 670-1 business? Because I guarantee it, we get a ton of information and we get a ton of videos and pics of soldiers that can't even keep their uniform tops on. And you're gonna sweat us and break balls about what kind of boots they're wearing. Primarily from China and Vietnam. I'm mostly seeing the Bangladesh ones. Bangladeshi. I'm gonna see, dude. Where's Nike made out of? Don't they have? I know they're talking about bringing back some of their footwear for soldiers, and I don't know where they're making them at. Which, I mean, all I gotta do is open.
I'm gonna have to look that up too, because I think it does make a difference when they're making the boots compared to,
Right, exactly. The military needs to build a boot program. Yeah, no, for real. No, you bring up a good point, Breiko. I didn't know that there was I didn't know there was a director of U.S. Footwear Manufacturers Association. There's an association. What's next? BDU Top or ACU Top Manufacturers Association? Yeah, it looks like we'll be getting the McRae footwear with the U.S. Army stamp. Yeah, exactly that. So I just want to say that the article on the Stars and Stripes and where we're getting this from, was pretty informative. But I kind of what stopped me a little bit, what gave me pause when I said this is let me pull it up right quick. What gave me pause, but provided me a wait a minute, is that Senator Tammy Duckworth talks about also sexual assault and domestic violence in the military, and the thing that comes up here is a T-shirt that says, "My wife beats me." Dude.
I'm like, I just gasped a little. The hell
I don't even want to click the link. I'm not going to click that link. I'm not going to open it up. Last time I clicked the link on air, everybody freaked out because they thought, and we all saw what happens when I start clicking links on while we're on air. So I just thought that was a little bit, because if I had a T-shirt that says or several of my exes wore a T-shirt that says "My husband beats me," immediately everyone would be like freaking out or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like, dude.
Oh, this is not that. That's at best poor tease. Just.
I don't think they
can... And I have the darkest sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. Yeah, the trophy. I get what it is. It's like trophy husband and stuff like that.
The trophy husband one is great.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cute.
That's like, I'm a trophy husband or whatever. Look at me. She's lucky to have me. Blah 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 blah. But then my wife beats me stuff, and somebody who's advocated against domestic violence in the military, just kind of like, yep, okay. Let's finally get some Air Jordan 9 khakis into say AR6S. Yeah, exactly that, sports bar. What you doing? What do you hear? What do you say? So the Pentagon is orienting itself to counter Chinese orienting. You like how we say that now? We went so lethality, ready to fight tonight.
Right.
The orienting. How about shifting?
I love a good buzzword.
They do, man. Orienting to counter Chinese aggression in the Indo-Pacific region, and expects Beijing to potentially use military force to bring Taiwan under its control, because everybody knows that Taiwan is a country. And doggone. So we're orienting ourselves. We're orienting. How about shifting focus to, how about that? The Pentagon. That sounds better. The Pentagon is shifting focus to counter Chinese aggression. There we go. Shifting focus. See? I think, again, everyone got mad at us because we were breaking balls on the word lethality and warfighter, when you can go back on several podcasts where we have been breaking balls about lethality and warfighter way before.
Several podcasts, probably all of them.
Probably all of them. So everyone gets for somebody who likes to talk about
7 years or so.
Yeah, for somebody who likes to talk about cults and shit, they sure get all butthurt when you make fun of something like that. It's like, God dang, we've always made fun of shit. So sponsors of the bill include Duckworth Collins and Senator Angus King, as well as Budzinski and Rep. Mike Bost, Republicans and Democrat alike. Did I say Democrat? God, I shouldn't have said that. Especially on this show.
We really do.
Yeah, we really. Golden, a Marine Corps veteran who completed 2 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, said the legislation was good for service members, jobs, and domestic matters. I'm going to tell you what, the kids don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't care about that. Not only do they care about that, all they want to do is eat and sleep in barracks with no mold.
Yes.
And have their room secured.
And they would like their boots to be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly that. How about you get some fucking boots that actually, help out?
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, everyone was like, "Oh," so it's like, God, dude, guys, stop, just stop. All right, what's next? We covered the boots. We covered, like I said, the show's got to roll right along. What was the
Army and this show roll right along?
Yeah, exactly that. And the Army goes rolling along. Unless you are part of the Army's warfighting military working equid program. Did you hear about that? The horses. They're getting rid of the horses.
Yes, and I believe First Cav Horse Detachment was here earlier. I don't know if they still are.
Yeah, they're
Then we were going to talk about them tonight.
They'd asked about us. We were going to go on air and talk about their equine stuff like that. And can't we just all wear tanker boots? Ew. What do I think?
No, we cannot.
Yeah. What do I think about?
No.
What do I think about the North Korea sending 30,000 more troops to support Russia against Ukraine? May all the drones find them. That's what I think. Suck it, Norks. I'm waiting for somebody to make that a pejorative that's unauthorized to say online, and we'll get sucked. Starting in July 2025, the Army's going to sunset ownership, operation, material of the Military Working Equid program. It's going to get posted on the timeline at U.S. Army WTF Moments, but we're giving you guys a sneak peek and concentrating only the program with the old guard to allow the Army significant cost savings. And I'm gonna tell you what right now, dude. Why? I don't get it. Why? Look, and here's a shout out to the you see the detachment right there doing the parade. That right there, man. Yeah. I mean, that was money. I saw that. If you all saw the parade, the Army's birthday parade, I mean, to me, that's part of the pomp and circumstance. How do I say this? Of our history. You gotta. The pomp and circumstance is the circumstances of understanding and recognizing our history. You have to have those types of organizations or those types of heritage organizations, just like our museums. I don't know if you heard about our museums too. Yeah. Getting cut.
This is my thoughts on this. If you're going to start cutting all these things because, okay, lethality budgets, this, that, or whatever, then you cut them all. There's no more fucking change of command ceremonies. There's no more this. There's no more that. All of that bullshit that you think, okay, so if you're cutting this, there's no more generals flying over to look at things. Oh no, that costs money. That doesn't have anything to do with lethality. Right. You can walk, right? Or you can just take a car, or you can do this. Like all of that, cut out all the pomp and circumstance. Yeah. Oh, why did we have this parade? That was pomp and circumstance. Like everything. If you're gonna cut it out, then cut it all out.
What I don't understand though is that for what? I mean, I get, because look. You and I were stationed at Fort Hood, and we understand part of that. Now we break balls on first.
Part of that is the cab charge.
Yeah, is the cab charge. Yeah, exactly. Well, we understand, but to me that is a historical. It's always funny is we never talk about the history and stuff. Like for instance, I don't know if you guys saw the video that was posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments' timeline, and there was boots hanging from a wire, and. We got a bunch of freaking, like, somebody thought, was this some sort of military Blair Witch project? What's going on? Is this vandalism? Why is this being posted on the wires and the cables and all that? I was like, oh, well, guys, this is a military tradition. Generally to signify that I'm out. ETS retired. Yes. You throw your boots over to let you know, hey, see you. It's not like an old Army tradition, that has to do with culture and stuff like that. But when it comes to something like this, when it comes to organizations that provide historical context of why the organizations exist, I mean, like you said, then let's do it to all of them. Then let's do it. Yeah. If you're going to be like this and you want to cut the horses out, then let's go ahead and cut the associations and stuff like that you have for the 82nd Airborne or Special Operations or helicopter associations or like I said, I caused a lot of drama when I said the only individuals that should be going to the D-Day memorials and commemorations should be the ones that participated in it. Not everybody, no. I don't understand how come everyone's going to the D-Day memorials when they weren't in organizations or their organizations weren't participating in it. That you want to do that? Cut that money. Yeah. But the Equid program, you're dude, you cut your nose to spite your face. Because then,
like I said,
when someone's going to come back and say, we need to bring this back, what's going to happen? It's going to cost money to bring it back.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I drag on my calf friends because they're calf.
I mean, I do too, and I wasn't calf. So
yeah, well, I mean, just because, yeah, you and I have friends and that have served in First Cav, or like I said, we have served on Fort Hood, and it was always part of like the tradition of culture and stuff like that, because some of these are also, I see it like, and somebody said, oh, that's stupid, and everyone likes to say that now. Everyone likes to talk about, no, that's dumb, that's whatever. But I also see it as as just like the Golden Knights.
Oh yeah, get rid of those too.
Yeah.
You know
Get rid of the Golden Knights, right?
What does that do?
Right. I mean, I see it like the Golden Knights. I see it like the Blue Angels. I see it like these are small unit organizations that provide history and understand this is also a recruiting tool.
Exactly.
When I see,
oh no, but we don't have a problem with recruiting anymore. Remember, everybody wants to join now. So what do we need it for? Why do we need recruiters? Get rid of them.
Yeah, get rid of them. Yeah, exactly that. Cut the budget. No, that's something that pisses me off about recruiting too. Is I want to know how much numbers we have.
Yeah.
I want to see how much. I want to see. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic here. I want to see the numbers, because we always see, oh, we're reaching our goals. Oh, the Army's going to do this, and the Army's going to do that. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? What do you mean the Army's?
And all of a sudden, it's great.
All of a sudden, wait a minute. Where was the base?
Too, but
yeah. I want to see the baseline numbers. The Army is supposed to have this many people in right now for this year, and here's how many we're supposed to have. I want to see them slideshows. I want to see everybody talk about those numbers. I don't want to talk about, well, this is great numbers. Okay, well, what are the numbers? Well, it's been great. Recruiting's through the roof. Okay, let's see the percentages. Oh, no, it's great. Let's see the percentages. Yeah. It's like it's like talking to a soldier that says, hey, did you go to finance, or did you go to the motor pool? Yeah, and they told me this. Well, who's they? The guys over there. Well, who over there? The guys that are talking about this. What guys that are talking about this? We never get an answer.
No. And I'm telling you, like, when I was a leader, my soldiers knew that is the one thing. Do not come to me and say they anything. That is a word that you are not allowed to use in front of me. I want a name. A name.
Yeah.
Don't come to me and say name.
No.
It's like, get the fuck out of my face and come back with a name. That was like my number one rule.
Yeah. Well,
because I'm going to fix it, but I can't go and ask for they.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. For an organization that likes to shit talk about being woke, they sure like saying they, them a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, they. I'm like, wait a minute. Weren't you just like on your TL talking about woke and we need to get rid of pronouns? But you saying they like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, and I'm sorry, First Cav, I just saw you in the comments. So my apologies, First Cav, Horse Cavalry Detachment. Ooh. But I mean, for using my profane methods of a discussion, but you're talking to two retired senior NCOs, and that's how we talk. Yeah. I'm sure you're
yes. We still love you.
Yeah, we appreciate you being in the chats. Oops. And I appreciate all you did was comment the horsey heads. Did you see that? All they put was a
yes, I saw. So cute. They were letting us know that they were still there.
Yeah, and we want to keep you. We're trying to keep you. A friend of mine once said that that the reason why the Army struggles so much with its culture is because senior leaders have done everything possible to destroy branch-centric culture and artifacts within the Army. And it's like the Army's CGSC curriculum, or ILE, whatever you want to call it, that culture in the organizational leadership makes specific mention of the roles and artifacts in sustaining culture and communication to its new members, right? And culture is the learned result of a group experience, and it comes from repeating success in solving the current set of problems, which leads to a learned response and a set of assumed behaviors. Culture also has subculture, which is vital, like CAF, right? The subculture of armor is what? The subculture of armor is different than the subculture of the infantry. And both are different from aviation, artillery, the engineers. Heavy and lights unit different. AG. And NG, yeah, exactly that. For generations though, and I'm talking about for generations, like the Cav hat, right? Just like the spurs and the horse detachment and all that.
That blue cord.
The blue cord, the beret, yeah, exactly that.
Yes.
For generations, we've used official and unofficial artifacts to signal which subculture we belong to, right? The horse detachment is a subculture to what? To the culture of the cavalrymen, or one. I don't want to jump on that. They, them, hey, they told me this. Who are you talking about? They? Who's they? But anyways, so unofficial artifacts abounded. Tanker boots, jump boots, the red and white calf flash, just like you saw the guide on right there, right? You saw the little guide Name tags for aeroscout pilots, a flechette through the brim of the Stetson, Ranger rolling the patrol cap, right? Air assault badge, sewn above the parachutist badge. You know,
even as much as just how the people in 82nd wear their beret so far out of 670-1.
Yeah.
And that you don't even know what half their face looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just things like that is acceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just like, you see the 82nd as well, they have the non-subdued patches, right? You see them.
Yes.
They were the ones that started the trend of the non-subdued patches. Well, the Big Red One did that too. They've started that back in Europe back in the day. With the and it looks like a normal patch, but you see the red one, you're like, oh shit,
yeah,
it's a new patch, and whatever. So official artifacts are just important. It's just like the branch insignias being on the collar instead of being on the chest now. Right now, there's no branch insignia. You just have the person's rank. That's all you see. They took the rank. They took the insignia off. Right. And since its creation, the Army has been divided into its own branches. Right. They're like you said, the AG branch. The aviation branch, it's all considered part of our Army culture, and they're signified, codified, and color coded. Even, I mean, we even, like you said, what's that color? What's the regimental color for AG? It's a
navy blue.
It's a navy blue, exactly that. Just like PSYOP and Special Forces, aviation, artillery, they all have specific colors. Like that, you notice their guidons. Why does a guidon look like this? Why is it guidon this color? Why is it guidon that color? But then in 2005, what do? We took off the branch insignia because of what? ACUs. ACUs came out. The Army has been branch centric since Jesus was a corporal. And in fact, the jealousy over the Marines' fancy camo is a cultural artifact, which was destroyed by a group of leaders who learned everything in B schools, business schools, that said about innovation, and then about what they said about culture. Innovation is culture as well. Innovation and culture are interweave with each other. They're all, they have their in-betweens. Well, the same thing too for like the warrant officers, right? The warrant officers had the eagle. Remember they used to have the eagle rising,
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they have their own eagle, right? Exactly. Good point, Mickey Robinson. Why doesn't PSYOP have its own patch? Why doesn't PSYOP have its own patch? Why does it got to be subjugated to the Special Forces patch? You don't want that shit. We want our own patch. We want our own shit. And same thing with other organizations that are in with that. Why don't we have our own patch? Why don't we have their own patch? Why don't they have their own patch? But to go back to what I was saying about the warrant officer, remember when you were talking about that, when the warrant officers now have to wear their branch now, they can't wear their eagle rising, and then all the warrant officers were pissed off. That was like
every time they make any kind of change like that, and just like people are upset about the horse attachments, that it's for the very same reason.
Right.
It's like the Army thrives on pomp, circumstance, and tradition.
Yeah.
And what we're just talking about, and letting everybody know who you are, what you can do, it's obviously been important for some time.
Right.
But it also breeds like competition. Competition makes everybody better.
Yes.
So,
ooh, damn. I like that. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it. Those warrant officers got their insignia still, and I have family members that are warrant officers too.
Mm-hmm.
They got the right. That's what made them. That was the warrant officer culture. That was the culture of warrant officers that you knew. That added to their own subculture that they were specialists. They were technicians in their field, right? And now they don't like to call
they're technical experts.
Yes,
like,
exactly that. Exactly.
Like you wanted your NCOs to be leaders and your officers to be managers type leaders, and they were the technical leaders. It's just they all had certain
and they also
levels of expertise.
And they also tried to they treated them like, once they gave them the branches, they started teaching them like baby commission officers. So you may tell me that oh, now you're a branch. So now you're walking around in a branch. You're a warrant officer, and you have some lieutenant. You're kind of like whatever. So. I hate it. And like I said, my friend was talking about the culture stuff, saying that, senior leaders love to play the lip service on culture, but they have been systematically trying to stamp out the culture artifacts across the service. The horse detachment is a culture. It is a culture artifact. I don't understand how these the same thing with the berets. Now we're talking about own patches and PSYOP and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They stole berets from special units and gave one to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, and that was all fine. It just didn't need to be that particular one.
Well, yeah, especially because it
colors
belonged
out
to the
there, but-
especially because it belonged to the Ranger Regiment. And you know what happened when you remember what happened when General Shinseki retired? Do you know what headgear he was wearing? It wasn't a beret. It was a service cap. And
Yes,
and everyone was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, dude! You were the one that was talking about the beret, blah blah blah." They outlined flight suits because they couldn't stand pilots looking like they fly aircraft. They stopped the crew patches. They said little patches that they have on there, and they dumped on our own all the way to the subculture and culture of our PT uniform for the Nike polyester reflective A stuff, which I still don't know what that thing's made out of. I don't. Maybe I should just to see as a test, burn a set of PTs and see what they're made out of. Because the old school ones. So the same thing with the. Everything's been a long change at the expense of culture, and then doing some cultural hole with some stolen machismo. So it's like, first it was the berets, now it's the crush cap now with the AGSU, right? And who wears the crush cap? U.S. Army Air Corps pilots, right? They're the ones that wore them. They're the ones that wear that stuff. And you're like, dude, it's almost like faking the fun. I have had family members who have, how do I say this? They don't like the fact that the new AGSU is out. Why? And why did we come up with this new green stuff? It's because that was an indication of a segregated army. So to some veterans of World War II, Korea, and stuff like that, they're like, why the fuck are we wearing this shit again? So again, just to me, artifacts matter. They signal our belonging to a culture or subculture. The more you strip away the artifacts, the more you have to work to fill in the cultural holes you left behind. And then you end up being with fake, force-fed, no culture that no one really buys, like warrior ethos.
You have to give soldiers a reason to have pride in what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, or it is going back to what I said. It'll be just a job. And that is how you get soldiers that come in and do just a job. And they, will come in for their 4 years and get out. And you don't breed leaders then.
No,
so you have to make them invest in it for more than just that piece.
I could count at least more than 10 to 15. Mickey Robinson. Sideburns matter. I could count at least 10 to 12, maybe 10 or 12 pieces of subculture and culture just on that display of those two horses and those two soldiers mounted. And I can tell you right now that right now for the history, think about that stuff. They take away this horse detachment. And
that is what picture. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That picture is what needs to be sent to Cornyn and every other senator that has something to do with, this area and the horse attachment. It's like, why? This is why you wanted this. We need to still teach our soldiers about this. That detachment is at every single change of command on Cav Field, or I can't remember what they call. That's not the name of it. Legends. I can't remember what they call the field. But anyway, it is at everyone. Matter of fact, I will never forget my very first ceremony that I was in there because it scared the shit out of me. I was not prepared for what was about to happen.
Nobody is.
I mean, they say, okay, Cav charge when you're practicing, but I didn't know what Cav charge was until that Cav or charge happened, and I jumped out of my boots.
Because you notice the theme of the Army Parade at the 250th anniversary. Cooper Field is what Jeff is saying. Is what it's called.
Thank you. There it is. That is it.
And you notice that the theme what they talked about, it's the Army's evolution, right? They're talking about, this is the Army from World War I and blah, 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 World War II, current amount of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, you notice? So what's going to happen when we have another parade? When we celebrate the Army? And we're not going to have horses there because you took out the detachment.
No. What are they going to borrow them? Because they'll still want the history.
Who is going to have the expertise or the horsemanship to even do this?
Yeah, because that is part of it too. You can't just throw anybody up there.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they probably have, just had like canine handlers have their own,
culture.
dogs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. They have their own culture.
Their own horses.
Yep.
Pretty sure not everybody rides every horse.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people like us, like for our, some of us that have horsing experience. I mean, even I am not a complete expert. I mean, I've ridden horses and, I've not. There's that subculture of how you ride a horse, or how you treat a horse, or how you stall a horse, or how how do you mount a horse. There's specific techniques and tradecraft to that.
Yeah.
And I it's the same, like, when I see this, they're like, oh, this is because of lethality and blah, blah, blah. Nah. It's just that now that currently senior leaders have ignored the Army's actual cultural landscape for almost 20 to 30 years now. Official and unofficial artifacts have been stripped away and replaced with this that's what I'm saying. What's going to be replaced?
Yeah.
What's going to be replaced next? What are you going to do next? And I'm going to tell you what, these replacements are probably not going to be good. I mean, you can see it now. Do we even wear the black beret anymore? Do we even have the black beret? Somebody sent me some stuff that even stumped everybody. Like, damn, you guys are still wearing black berets? What do you?
I'm trying to think the last time I've seen somebody with one on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, you like freaking freeze time or do hard time. So what are you talking about? What do you mean these black berets? This stuff. Like, so yeah, I personally don't think it's a good idea to remove this horse attachments or any of the Equid programs. And again, this is from, these are programs that are at Fort Irwin, Fort Huachuca, Fort Riley, Fort Sill, Fort Hood. And I think if a compromise, if there's going to be a compromise, then there should be a more central to have those programs. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, we're going to cut it down on some installation like that, and then have them like the Golden Knights.
They can travel.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They're going to have the old guard still. So maybe East Coast, Central, like Texas.
There you go.
A West Coast.
Great idea. Yeah, there you go. Right. East Coast, West Coast, Central. There you go. Those are your horse commands.
There you go.
And there you go.
And then you're not getting rid of them. I can understand having to cut back on some things, okay? But you can't get rid of it all.
No.
Especially Cavalry Division.
Cavalry. That's kind of like in their name.
Cavalry.
Yeah, that's kind of the things that you have.
Kind of keep the history a little.
I'm not liking it. They said specifically it's going to save $2 million annually and allow the funds and soldiers.
Where are the funds going?
Yeah, exactly that. We can't even get the defects right. Oh, a separate pot of funds. You know what I mean? A separate pot of funds is what we.
Yeah, and I hate hearing that because guess what? All of that money comes from our taxes. So
yeah, exactly.
Screw your separate pot of funds. All of that comes from taxes. So
did you want to? Yeah, I want to twist. Yeah. Can I get a horse? I'll 2062 it. Yeah, that's another thing too. Where are the horses going to go? I
believe that they do actually somehow sell them, and because I know that. Oh, yeah, I can't remember. I do remember the horse attachment. I know the horse attachments. If they're still in here, they could probably touch on this. But I do know that they you can like buy them or somehow.
Yeah.
When it's time. So yeah, but I don't think you can just sign for them.
Yeah, I was about to say I wouldn't mind, but I was saying that, like you were saying, that's an outstanding idea. East Coast, West Coast, Central, having and like I said, it's just like, hey, if you're gonna cut that program, then why do we have the Golden Knights? Why do we have the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds? Whatever excuse you use for that, you should keep it for the horses. I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't realize I was going to be such a advocate. Do you want to push the break and then just let's
just get it done.
Let's get it done. We're going to talk about some stuff and then we'll take a break. But you know what? It's 4-day weekend coming up. Damn, Randy, Glue Factory. That's messed up. I mean, luckily, horses don't listen to podcasts. They'd be mad at you if they saw you post that.
I won't tell them because I don't want them to trample you.
Yeah, exactly. They're so mean. Why be mean to the horse? Not a single soldier in First Cav is motivated by horses. The only people who care about the high up officers and civilians. That's what Insomniac is saying.
Well, you're wrong because I was in First Cav and I was there.
Yeah,
there's one single soldier.
And you know what? You're not the target audience when we're talking about recruitment.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Just like say people who always say this platform is outdated. This page is outdated. Blah blah blah. Yeah. You're 40 years old. I'm not after you. I don't want your attention. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to the kids. I'm talking to the young soldiers out there that
golden skydiving horses. Oh, sorry.
Exactly. A Stetson should donate the hats. Whoever makes the Spurs can send them to the White House. They love that grass. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So, yeah. But Yeah, I'm not cool with the horses stuff.
No.
If you, hey, I mean, here I'm not even a calf dude, and I no, not even, no, just don't do that.
No, me and my combat patch I got from Kuwait in 2001 at the big cab one. We're gonna ride them fucking horses to the end of time. So
you're really gonna?
Guy doesn't like it.
Yeah. I can't believe you said that. You threw Kuwait combat patch supremacy there.
There, I'm gonna piss off all the vet bros tonight. Yeah, and I'm gonna be motivated by that calf horse.
Oh man,
from 2001. There you go.
So
there, it's all out there now. Let's do this.
Well, I'm just saying, there's a lot of individuals that can get combat badges too, just for driving through, just for rolling through, or doing the stuff, whatever. Yeah. So, I know there's rumors out there that say that we're looking for it, but when it comes up that there's going to be some combat patches for Kosovo, and man, there's going to be some crying about that. Hey man, I get, as Baby Ice, I should call him Little Ice. He's not a baby anymore, dude. He's like,
he's always going to be the baby.
Yeah, okay. Baby Ice says, he'll go, sorry man, hey man. So that's what I've been using lately, because he'll go to me, go, sorry man. I'm like, what'd you do now? And then but Kuwait combat patch, fighting that heat is insane. Dude, you should get a combat patch just for going for the heat. I mean, that's unless you're at Camp Arifjan, where you get to enjoy the air conditioned comfort of the greatest defect, one of the greatest defects on the planet. I'm gonna say, Camp Arifjan and in Djibouti are somewhere where they have some of the best chow. Everywhere.
You know what? I don't know why, because I did go to Arifjan. That was way later in my career, but that's when I PCS.
Yeah.
I was doing my baby first sergeant time over there.
Yeah.
And so I was mad because I had to pay for my food there. I wasn't deployed over there, so I had to pay. I'm like, I ain't paying, but it was worth it sometimes. But I would usually just go on Sundays, and oh man, it was good food.
Yeah. I mean,
it was worth paying for Sunday brunch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, you ain't lying. Didn't pay for Sunday brunch, but also those Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. I guarantee it. I held the standard to the rest of the planet when it came to Philly cheese sandwiches. Oh, you want a Philly cheesesteak sandwich? Yeah, let me try it. And I'm like, what the hell is? Ew, what is this? This ain't a Philly cheese sandwich. Well, what did you have? Where do you eat it? I'm like, oh, Djibouti, Camp Lemonhead. It's where Camp Lemonnier. AJ Chime. Oh man, Mike says in the chats that Arifjan changed contractors and the food fell apart. Ew. Oh yeah.
Oh well, I'm never going back, so I guess.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's sad, because they really did have some.
Yeah.
And the Zone 6 defect was way better. Like the Zone 1 was like nicer.
Yeah.
Like looking, but the food at Zone 6 was way better. So,
They should be forced to relieve themselves in a porta-john to complete their combat experience. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't lying. It's welcome to Kuwait. You're going to go use this porta-john, but I don't have to go. Sitting there until you go. And then
they had both. I guess it depends on where I was on camp. But, and some of the porta-johns had AC and running water. Some did not.
Yeah.
You just need to know which ones are where.
Yeah, exactly. You had to find where the big
I did live in a barracks that time, so I can't complain. I won't complain.
Yeah, I've jumped I was Camp Buring and Arifjan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were redeploying to 1st Armor Division, and it was one of those both type of things. I would be first Armor Division was turning some equipment, so going back and forth between Buring and Arifjan. I was like, oh man, give me some of that, some of the defect. I remember from the first time I went to Iraq, and so I was like, yeah, I got to get me some of that chow, and I could. Oh man, I guarantee it was like, bro, I don't care that if I was in Kuwait, but the fact if I could have chow, the good chow, and enjoy those Philly cheese sandwiches.
I just remember the first time I was there, like I said, 2001. The only thing I specifically remember looking forward to was Wednesday Taco Night.
Yes.
Or Wednesday Tacos. Yeah. Or Wednesday Taco Lunch.
Oh, yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
It was Wednesday Tacos. And I'd be mad if I had to, if it was the day or that I had to go out to, where all of our units were up on the border, because that was when I was doing PSV things.
Yes.
And, we didn't have no internet out where, our soldiers were. So we had to go out there and get their paperwork and bring it back and do all these, their finance stuff, all that. So we had to go out to them. And if it was my day to go out there, if it was a Wednesday, I'm like, I will go out every single day except for Wednesday. I don't care. I will work 6 days a week as long as I don't miss Taco Day.
Dude, And these tacos were like legit, almost taco truck. Where'd you get the Mexicans to make this tacos?
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm like, I know that everybody that was a contractor working in there, not one of them was Mexican.
Yeah, they're
I'm like, where are you hiding them?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're like,
because that is better than the stuff I get from Abuela at the taqueria down the street.
Yeah, you're right. You're like, holy shit, this is the baddest carne asada tacos
or
I've ever had.
Cracking on one of them.
Exactly. The California burritos were, the California burritos were the shit. Oh man, now you got me. Now I'm hungry. Give me some tacos.
I know, me too. That's why I'm talking about. Look at it. Moving on.
Moving on. Afghanistan.
So
Yeah. Afghanistan review could lead a change in promotions for officers and NCOs. The Pentagon's review into the withdrawal from Afghanistan could lead to an overhaul of how young enlisted soldiers and officers are evaluated and promoted. Because matter of fact, this is from Task and Purpose. All these articles that we're talking about are going to get posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments' timeline, so you'll see it discussed in the chats or whatever. So, yeah, exactly. That California burritos are fucking awesome. Yeah, see now you got Insomniac. I'm trying to move on to the next topic here. He's like, dude, in the Edgar voice. Oh, like from Men in Black. Oh, I had a California burrito in Kuwait. It means worlds to me. Best burrito I ever had. Where are the Mexicans at? Anyways, so Afghanistan review could lead to change in promotions. Man, what could change? Well, what's the change? What's the? How about holding people accountable?
Change.
That's the whole thing that pissed me off about the whole withdrawal. Aside from one of the soldiers, I can't say my soldiers, but one of the soldiers that I knew they got killed. How about you hold people accountable? How about you use that to me, and this is a quote from Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell, that if you think back in my time in Afghanistan, a young commander giving a battle update briefs as a captain, my battalion commander, if I was constantly saying that my area of operations was a disaster, it didn't have the ammo or troops that I needed to accomplish the mission, of the likelihood of me getting promoted was probably not great. A fact.
Mm-hmm.
Fact. And it's the same thing, like we keep turning the corner. And I'm like, why aren't the ones that were telling everybody that we're turning the corner, why aren't they being held accountable?
Yes. I'm probably because our commander-in-chief said mission accomplished at one point, and we had a zero defect military for so long. Like every time, if you fucked up, you weren't allowed to recover from it. Unless you were if you were E4 or below, you might have had a chance to recover, but it was like we never let people recover from mistakes. Like exactly what that commander was saying. Like we are not allowed to have, oh no, soldier on profile. Like, oh no, your numbers are wrong, so get that soldier on profile. Or like you are not allowed to look bad, and it's not like, okay, so it's okay to be bad, fix it.
Well, that's
how much time do you need to fix it?
What's considered look bad though? That's the thing. It's like, what is considering look? Hey, look, like for instance, if you have dental and you go get dental squared away, I know what MedPros does. If you're still Cat 2, like they still want you to get a cleaning, you're still amber. And so people are like, dude, why are you even? And
you should be, because then we know we have a problem with dental.
Right. Especially
then we can fix that. And we can identify the problem instead of hiding it.
You can't go and leave unless your numbers are up. Well, dude, can I get a fucking appointment? How about I get an appointment? I mean, same thing with behavioral health. Same thing with victim advocacy too for SA. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, dude. So in January 2020, John Sopko, who then serving as a special inspector general for Afghanistan reconstruction, told lawmakers that the U.S. government had created an incentive to almost require people to lie. No shit. I'm not going to name names like we just talking about, Spanky, but I think everybody has that incentive to give happy talk to show success. It all started with W. Mission accomplished.
Well, someone probably told him that we turned a corner.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Obama. Same thing with Obama and Trump. They probably got told everything's going great. Everything's looking good. We're good. Hey, sir, no, 3 bags full. We're good to go. And now what makes me mad is that
my slides are green.
Yeah, slides are green. What makes me mad is that why is it we're waiting for these dudes to retire to testify for shit like that? General McKenzie, General Milley, who else? General Miller, all the GOs that were out there going, oh yeah, this is going great, sir. This is going great. How come we're waiting for them to retire to do this? You know, he said, quote, and this is Sopko said, I'm not going to name names, but I think everybody has incentive to give happy talk to show success. Maybe it's human nature to do that. I mean, most of the lying is lying to ourselves. We want to show success, unquote. So more than a year later, the Taliban captured Kabul, August 15, 2021, marking the start of the chaotic evacuation of American citizens and Afghans who work for the U.S. government. Don't get me started on the Afghan situation, how we fucked over our allies there. How many over 20 years? We even had Sean Van Diver on here from Afghan evac, right? How many years? 20 fucking years of promising, hey, we're allies, we're friends, we're brothers, we bled together, cried together, hugged each other, sorry, blah, blah, blah. And now 2 decades of creating disenfranchised, disgruntled fucking potential enemies now. And that's the way I see it too. All you did was create new enemies now. Now these Afghans that we fucked over, think about it. If you got fucked over, I'm surprised the Kurds doesn't, or the Vietnamese feel the same way too.
Oh,
I was like, dude, man.
And let's just think about the difference between Southeast Asians and people from Afghanistan and the grudges that they will hold, and their families will hold.
Yeah,
it's like I'm telling you, like
the
people. There have been war in the Middle East for decades and centuries for reasons.
Yeah.
And they're not like going to be very happy. Like, and their kids are not going to be very happy, and their kids are not going to be very happy. It was what just happened.
Yeah,
so,
and they have long memories. Like, you know, you ever talk, you ever see movies about, like, you know, some of the Bedouin tribes or some of the Afghan tribes and stuff like that. These guys that are living in the mountains forever, and they have like sacred scrolls type of discussions and shit, right? And they all talk about how they got this. I mean, even when Rambo 3 came out, they talk about all these empires that have come and tried to fight the Afghans and blah, 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 blah. Are we going to be the next Rambo movie where the Afghan interpreter is going to go, ha, even the Americans tried? You know, is there going to be an update to that shit? So Parnell said that the Defense Service, the Department of Defense review, which was announced May 20th, will look into key questions on the withdrawal, as well as why U.S. forces withdrew from Bagram in July 2021, which everybody who said was a bad idea. As a result, the evacuation following the month that had to be conducted from the airport in Kabul, leaving the troops guarding Abbey Gate exposed. Parnell also said that he believes that the U.S. defeat in Vietnam. Wow, Spanky, we just talked about it. We just like, are we
right?
Wanting to say we were going through the article? We're like saying the same shit. During which Americans and Vietnamese were evacuated by helicopter in U.S. Embassy in Saigon, left an imprint of a generation of officers who later became generals. He noted that these leaders were in charge during the 1991 Persian Gulf War, in which the U.S. military had a clear stated mission, and American service members withdrew when the operation's goals had been accomplished. That's the biggest thing right there too. We should have fucking drawn the fuck out when Osama bin Laden was killed. Because then that's the whole reason why we were there, right?
I mean, was it though? I mean, that's just it. What was our real mission there? Who knew, like,
right?
The war on terror? Were we supposed to kill every terrorist in the world?
Right, yeah. I mean,
global war on terror.
Global war on terror means that you don't have to send everybody global. Go out and do your thing and come back, right? Isn't that what the whole, you don't understand.
But that's just it. If you ask me what exactly was our mission, I don't know. Was it to kill Osama bin Laden? Was that the only mission? Was it to kill everybody in the deck of cards?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one too.
I mean,
deck of cards. Yeah, I like that one too. That's the same thing with Iraq. The same thing with Iraq.
Like, I don't know what the whole Italian mission was.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some missions. But that's just it. Like, we had the mission accomplished. Osama bin Laden had been killed then. Yeah. And so again, that we didn't have. That's the actual problem there, compared to Desert Storm.
Yeah.
There wasn't one clear objective or several clear objectives.
And General Schwarzkopf and General Powell at the time didn't take no shit.
No, absolutely.
Everyone talked to him about storming Norman because he'd go off on fuckers, right? And he told them, "Don't pull the wool over my eye." I mean, he even gave briefs of this is what we're doing, this is what we're happening, and some reporter would come out of line. He's like, "No, here's the deal." Blah blah blah. Go on YouTube and search up, General Norman Schwarzkopf's Desert Storm briefs, and you're like, "Damn, those were like briefs. Those were like, okay, here's what the briefs was here." But now, of course, a little little cheesy for the generalship stuff because they got, generals are generals. They're like your parents trying to be funny. But, Parnell also said, flash forward 10 years, 9/11 happens, 20 years of war in Afghanistan, Iraq, and we find ourselves at the end of the Afghan war, which is some remarkably similar situation where we were in Vietnam. So the question that I have here and the department has is what happened? We have this, Sean Parnell, DOD spokesman, we have the same question too. How do we as a department make sure that something like in Vietnam or something there again that happened in Afghanistan never happens again? Damn right. Because we shouldn't be sending soldiers over there hey, everything's so great. I think there was didn't we find out through some testimonies that soldiers or veterans that were there said that they had, it was a bad idea to do such and such, and the generals went about it anyways.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I think, and it doesn't have to be all public yet or anything, because I get this. I mean, boots are not national security. This may be.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the AARs, like what went wrong? What is this? Should probably have, this article is talking about, those people that did it right, they're still around. Like, get them in on it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that, not some of them would not have a problem. Like, and then, all these lessons learned, all that stuff that can go on, back into training, that thing that we're supposed to be fucking doing. Sorry, excuse my language, but and still, it's like, so all of our leaders now can learn this, like, that garrison army thing that we're supposed to be doing to learn how to fight and win our nation's wars that, they keep coming and they don't stop coming.
Exactly. Thumper says contracting happened, and that's what happened. The money and scratch, but exactly. That's why we're there forever. Yeah. Everyone talks
because
about.
I'm like,
I always kind of laugh.
What are y'all doing now?
Yeah. Exactly. I always kind of laugh when I was a younger soldier, and like, oh, military industrial complex. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't see shit. And then once you start, as you get more senior in rank, or you start, doing your deployments and stuff like that, and you start experiencing and seeing exactly what's happening, you're like, oh shit. What are you guys doing here? How come you get paid how much money a month? Tax free to do what? You're like, what the hell happened? How come I want that? How about me? Give me some of that.
And that is exactly what all of this, especially our very seniorest leaders, are doing.
Yes.
Like, how do they get a piece of that pie once they retire?
Yep.
And
Yep.
all kind of comes full circle. Why we never got done over there? Like, because I'm almost done. We can't be finished with this yet. I need to get my piece before we're actually done.
Yes.
Now the newest one. I'm almost done. I got to get my piece before we're really done.
Yep. Hey Bob.
So we're turning the corner, but we're not quite done.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey Bob, what do I got to do for this? Oh yeah, just keep saying that we're going good and keep continuing to take casualties. Give them some medals and shit to make them so that way nobody's looking at her stuff. But yeah. And right now,
all the money, anytime for answers for anything, it'll have to do something with money.
Yep. Randy says, replying on the comments, it's the reason why we have a trouble with self-sustainment. You know what? That's a good point. I want the Army to deploy a unit with no phones, with nothing. Like, it's old Army, no contracting. The Army has to do their own cooks. The Army has to do their own commo. They have to do no phones, no whatever, no influencers. The Army just on its own, like call it a dead unit, like dead to the world unit. They got to go out and do some stuff. That's what I want to see. I want to see an exercise done like that, where there's units out there to include a hire, and the only people that have the contact with the world is the hire, and they have to get an information from whatever. And then, like, I don't know. Soldier Joe's going to be Joe. So, even though you're going to have phones, showing some stuff, but yeah, you're never, people are always going to be like, oh, well, this is the way this thing works. It's like, no, that's the whole problem. It shouldn't work like that. You shouldn't work like this where you have contracting involved. We have experts in those fields that can do that stuff for us. And then now, like, going back to the subculture, right? The horse attachment. Hey, we need the horse attachment. I'm sorry. When vehicles break down and you're operating in a dead unit exercise, of what I would call it, and you need horses to something like that, do you know who would be a good trainer to teach soldiers how to ride horses? The 1st Cavalry Horse Detachment. How about that? So anyways, it's time for Let Me Pledge. Time for freaking housekeeping.
Oh my gosh. Where is that lemon pledge? Where did I put it today? Oh, there it is.
Yep, there you
Got
go.
it.
Just grab it. This is Sergeant's Time with myself and Spanky, of course. There will be no FTX mañana because it's 4th of July.
You gotta go up and blow up fireworks.
Yeah, gotta blow up some stuff. There's going to be weekend co-ops with Nemo and the crew, and I think we got some big name. People coming up for the 5th of July. The 5th of Freedom. 5th of Freedom is what they're calling it. We don't want, we're gaming with gray zone warfare. Matter of fact, let me just pop up the freaking window cap here. This is impressive. Let me just pop this up right here. So the look at these guys. Look at these guys are rocking it. I mean, they got Valor. Let's see, they got Valor, they got gray zone warfare, they got Paradise. Hey, they got us. They got WTF Nation Gaming. Oh no, WTF Nation Gaming. We got, who else we got? We got Paradise. Who's that other one, guys? I see right there. Paradise Gaming. We got the VFW Gaming, guys. The VFW. Oh, wow. We got a game with the VFW.
Convergent.
Yeah,
Convergent.
Yeah. Convergent. Valor. Gonna have to check it out. We need
I'm definitely gonna have to check this out.
Yeah, Mad Finger Games. Man, I just like the name saying that. Mad Finger.
Mad Finger. I mean, I'm on a break from new games right now. I'm like playing Skyward Sword. I'm just having a blast. I'm playing old Zelda.
Playing old Zelda. Yeah, play old Zelda or GTA like we used to. We used to play GTA.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so this is going to be awesome. I can't wait. This is going to be cool. So weekend co-ops. So it's everyone gaming. This is going to be a big deal. So Valor, U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Gaming, the VFW, Mad Fingers. Who's the other one here? What's this other one here? We're playing with some of the big wigs at War of Gray Zone as well. Holy crap, I didn't know that. And Regiment GG. Oh, we're playing with Regiment too. Man, so many gamers out there doing gaming stuff for weekend co-ops. The 5th of Freedom. I like that. You make sure you enjoy your 5th of Freedom with your 5th of Freedom. Get it? 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, I do.
5th of booze. Make sure you drink responsibly, of course. Sports bar. I think they're on their summer camp break. They're doing their summer camp stuff, so you might see some stuff posted via the sports bar on U.S. Army WTF Moments of their summer programs that they're doing for the kids, and some of it for veteran outreach stuff. So I'm hey, have fun. That's what it's all about. Monday edition, of course. I think I got a guest. Holy crap! I got a guest. I got this. Let me pull it up here. Bam! I got the SIPRET Foundation.
Yeah.
Yes. Hanging out with me, shooting breeze, talking about some stuff, and having them show their wares to see where they're, see what they're all about. Let's see. Sure this popped up. Okay, so this is supporting heroes and saving lives, helping veterans and first responders and their families live a complete life. You know us. What is everybody playing? I think what game? I think it's the Gray Zone is what they're playing. So I'm hooked on Siege and War Thunder. I'm hooked on the Division 2 right now because there's a new. So we're playing the Division. There's a new GTA that's out. New GTA DLC, not GTA out, but I should say.
I mean, I'm like, excuse me, what did I miss?
Sorry, yeah.
Did I go into a coma and while I sleep? I'm like, I got to hang up now. I'll be back. I'm
sorry.
Buy a new Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, buy the XS series or something like that.
Buying a new Xbox until new GTA comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Yeah, I'm the same thing. I'm thinking about the same thing too when they talk about the Helldivers one's coming out too. So the SITREP Foundation is going to be joining me on, of course, Monday for the Monday edition, and then we have Tuesday. Mike, I think Mike's out and he's on vacation. I think he's our USA scrub. Just kidding. CQ's on vacation starting tomorrow, and so he'll be out doing his thing, and then he'll be back. I think he's going to be back like on next week. He's coming back next.
Yeah, I think he's going to be gone for about a week. Yeah.
And then I am going back to Bragg. So I'll be back at Bragg so there'll be no Sergeant's Time next week. But I'm just saying. Oh, I jumped the gun. So and then we got the Sorents over at the smoke pit. Now we're doing something different with the smoke pit. And just a test. Probably gonna do the same thing with the sports bar of either doing a later show. We got a lot of good feedback about us doing a later show for the smoke pit. Actually, there's a lot of we got some good feedback on that. So you might see some new stuff happening. You might see different formats of shows coming up. But we're gonna try to cram into the calendar and to the in your day as much as we can, so you can get a whole ton of good stuff. And then of course I will not be here next week. Well, I will be. You might catch me throwing some pictures up or something like that, or might be doing a live stream somewhere. Brag in some undisclosed location on the installation. Mm-hmm. I won't be back either until next Tuesday. So there won't be no Thursday. There won't be no Monday. So damn, I'll be busy.
No, so, busy.
What was CQ this week? I wanted to talk about Running Man. Oh, did you see Running Man, or do you talk about the new movie the new movie trailer that's come out? Supposedly Arnold was a cameo in there. So.
He'll be back the week after next, and you can ask him all about it.
Yep. All articles and stuff we've been talking about will be posted on the U.S. Army WTF Almost timeline. Anyways, we just jumping the gun here, but remember, Kuwait is not deployment. And appreciate Zoltan for providing us all the deets and the ALARACT. Like I said, share it. Make sure you make a copy of it. Put it in your records. Make sure your SRB is squared away, because I guarantee it, there's going to be some people out there that are going to be like, you didn't kill him. That you're always going to have Big Sarge. And don't let Big Sarge or the Vet Bros discourage you guys for earning that. Because you did. Hey, I'm sorry. You got rocketed. And we all saw it. So it's like, again. And of course, happy Independence Day. And celebrate responsibly. And please, please, please do not hold on to those things when you light them. We see so many videos and stuff of people, holding that shit. So, other than that, Spanky, you got anything?
I do not. Have a safe and wonderful American birthday tomorrow.
Yes, sir. American birthday. Y'all have a good night, and see ya. Happy 4th. Shots. America.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Welcome to WTF Nation Radio, where we bring the fight to you. In the chaos of the barracks where the madness reigns, officers orders driving us insane. ATF 0 dark 30, no time to complain. Push ups in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. Moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Running watches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters we rise. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Zones and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.